let's take a look at Wednesday's daily math first. So the first question asked you which model correctly represents the problem. In all four options, you're subtracting fractions. If you look, what has to be the same if you're going to add or subtract fractions?
The denominator.
The denominator has to be the same before you can add or subtract. And in all four options, the denominator is the same. But which one of those is the correct answer? Option 2, 10 twelfths minus 3 twelfths equals 7 twelfths. Denominator's the same, it'll stay 12. So we'll subtract the numerator. 10 minus 3 equals 7, that's true. And if we look there, we started with 10 shaded. 3 are marked out, so that leaves 7. Option 2 is the correct answer. Good job, Rayleigh. Right, you're exactly right. The problem, the math was correct, but the diagram did not match. Okay? Yes, ma'am, did you have a question?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right, so the next one we have a rectangle, and it wants to know the length of L. We know the area is 45 square millimeters. The width is 5 millimeters. So, Jaden, what's the length?
9.
Very good. If area equals length times width, we know the area is 45 square millimeters. We're looking for what number times 5 would equal 45, and that is 9.
Why do the answer boxes look so like rectangular?
I don't know. Alright, next we're looking for the missing parts of the equivalent fraction and the decimal form of the fractions. So what's missing on variable A? 70 what equals 7/10? What's that going to be, Scotty?
A is going to be 100.
Very good. Okay, hang on just a second. How did you know that A was 100?
Because it's 70 and you have to have the 7.
How did we get from 7 to 70 for the numerator? Okay, so if we're putting another 0 at the end, what do we have to multiply by for that to happen?
7 times 10.
Times 10, exactly. So then we would have to do 10 times 10 also, which equals 100. Okay, so if A is 100, now tell me what B is. 70. Need 70 100ths. And how about C? 7 for 7/10. All right. Next, we're looking to see which one of these is solved and modeled correctly. We have 89 hundredths and 7/10. Which one of those is correctly modeled and solved? Amy? Option 4. Very good. We have 89 hundredths shaded in, 7/10 shaded in, and we know that 89 hundredths is more than 7/10. And then the last one on Wednesday, we had a fractions on a number line. And we had to figure out what the missing parts were. Dylan, how did you figure that out?
On A, I put 1/4. On B, I put 3/8. On C, I put 1/2. And on D, I put 3/4.
Okay, so let's talk about how you found those answers. How many equal sized parts are there in that number line? How many parts is it broken into?
8.
8. Between 0 and 1, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal pieces, so it's in eighths. So obviously B would be 3/8. But how did you know that A was 1/4?
I just looked at the thing and I said, A was, I just in my head, I thought it was like a tape diagram,
Okay.
and 2 of them, and I put, 8s on there like this, and I put 1/4 on there, and it was equal.
Okay, so you kind of like just visualize what that would look like if it was broken into 4 equal parts. And you would know that that would take 2 pieces, 2 eighth size pieces to make 1/4 size piece.
Yeah, and plus the denominator is half the size of the denominator.
Okay, so if I wanted to prove mathematically that 2/8 was equal to 1/4, what could I divide 2/8 by to get 1/4? Amy? Yeah, 2 halves. 2 divided by 2 gets me 1. And for my denominator, 8 divided by 2 is 4. Alright, so A was 1/4. How did you know that C was going to be a half? How would we know C was 1/2? Alexis? C is 4/8. What do you know about 4, the relationship between 4 and 8? What do you mean 4? 4 is not equal to 2. But what do you mean by that? How do we know that 4/8 is the same as 1/2? What's the relationship between 4 and 8? How many 4s does it take to make 8?
4. Wait.
What's 4 times 1?
4.
It's 4 times 2. Okay. So is 4 half of 8? If I split 8 in half, would I get 4? Yes or no? Use your words.
Yeah.
Okay. So is 4/8 equal to 1/2? Could I do 4 divided by 4 to get 1? And 8 divided by 4 to get 2?
Yeah.
Yes, so that proves that 4/8 is equal to 1/2. And then D. D, we have 6/8. And Dylan said that was equal to 3/4. How could we prove that 6/8 is equal to 3/4? What would I need to divide by? Jaden?
Well, since you know that 6 plus, well, you know that how to get 6, you can do 3 plus 3 equals 6, and then 8 you can do 4 plus 4. And then you look at your choices, and
Very good. If we divide 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So D is equal to 3/4. All right, questions about yesterday's daily math? All right, Dylan, what is the correct answer to number 1? So how did you know that A was the correct answer?
Because it's saying 2 holes and 3/10 minus 7/10, and the first one has 2 holes and 3/10. And so I said option 1 because it's also like the first row. It's subtracting 7.
Perfect. Very good. All right. Next, you're looking for which angle is 270 degrees. Which angle is 270 degrees? What do we know about each one of the crosshatches on the lines? What do they equal? What are these angles? They're right angles, which is how much? 90 degrees. So if I have 90, if I know that's 1, and I'm looking for 270, 9 times what equals 27?
9 times 3.
9 times 3 is 27. So 90 times 3 is 270. How many of those corners would we need then to make a 270 degree angle?
3.
3. So if I look down there at option 3, there's 1 90 degree angle, 2 90 degree angles, 3 90 degree angles. So option 3 is the correct answer there. All right. Next we have a triangle, and we need to know which 2 classifications apply. So looking at those angles, do I have any right angles? Scotty?
You have acute and equal.
Okay. So how do you know that it's an acute triangle?
Because it has acute angles.
Yeah, how many acute angles?
All 3.
All 3 of them are acute. And then how do you know it's equilateral?
All sides look like the same.
Yeah, all 3 sides are equal. So it's an acute equilateral triangle. Good job, Scotty. All right. The next one says Les has a bag of 69 pretzels. Les eats 6 and then divides the rest among his 21 friends. How many pretzels did each friend get? So looking at that first line, how many did he start with?
He started with 69.
He started with 69. And then what was the first thing that happened? Amy? He ate 6. So how am I going to show in an equation that he ate 6 pretzels?
69
Yeah. And how do we know that we're going to do the 69 minus 6 first? What tells me that? The what? What's around A and 6 to tell me that I need to take care of that first? What are those? Parentheses? Yeah, those parentheses tell us that we need to do that first. So we've got 69 minus 6. That tells me how many pretzels are left. Then what happens with the pretzels he has remaining or left over?
They divide them by 21.
He's dividing them by 21. Okay, so A is equal to 69. B is equal to 21. Okay, so in the second line they've already done 69 minus 6, which equals 63. And we need to divide by 21. We got to figure out how many 21s it takes to make 63. How many would you think? 3. 21 plus 21 plus 21 does in fact equal 63. So each friend got how many pretzels? How many 21s did he say it took to make 63? 3. C equals 3. All right, and the last problem. Which model best represents 5 times 5/9? So we know that if we have multiplication of a whole number times a fraction, we're really just doing repeated addition. 5/9 plus 5/9 plus 5/9 plus 5/9 plus 5/9. Okay, so what do we multiply whenever I'm multiplying a whole number times a fraction? I multiply my whole number times what? Does my denominator change? The denominator stays the same, so I'm multiplying my whole number times the numerator. What's 5 times 5?
25.
25. So my answer will be 25/9. And if I take 25/9 and make it into a mixed number, 9/9 makes 1 whole. Then can I get another 9/9? Okay. Can I take out another 9/9? Yeah, that's how many? 9/9 plus 9/9 is 18/9. Okay. Can I take out another 9/9? How many do I have left? 7. So I have 2 wholes and 7/9. Which one of those shows 2 and 7/9? Option 1. Very good. Questions on today's daily math?